Developing positive influence as a leader will undoubtedly lead you to a great deal of success. But having influence over individuals takes a lot of time and effort. Over the past 20 years of my career, I have truly learned the power of influence. However, I have made a lot of mistakes along that road. And so that you don't make those same mistakes, in today's video, I want to show you my top strategies for navigating influence and to influence in a positive manner. If you're new here, my name is Michael, and by tapping into my past experiences both at work and also in my teaching, my goal on this channel is to provide strategies and tips for professionals to improve their leadership and management skills. So let's dive into those strategies that I mentioned about leveling up your skills in relation to influencing in a positive manner. Tip number one is maintaining your composure in a leadership role. And this has to do with no matter the circumstances or how heated a situation becomes. And this has a lot to do with emotional intelligence. You really want to be able to navigate your emotions and be able to control your emotions and lead in a way that is calm, deliberate, and make sure you're seeing all points of view in a situation. Tip number two is all about exuding confidence as a leader. Now, you're going to be faced with a lot of changes and a lot of hard actions that are going to have to go on in your organization. And you're going to have employees that are going to question and be fearful of some of the outcomes that may result. So it's really important that you maintain that confidence. And when you maintain your confidence, that really trickles down to those you're supervising, and it gives confidence all around, not only for yourself, but for the entire team as a whole. Tip number three is to be accessible as a leader. This is one of the things that I strive to do in all the positions that I've had over the years in my career. You really want to have an open door policy. You want to make people feel comfortable that they can come and talk to you about situations they're facing, hardships they're facing, and also problems that they're facing within their jobs. Now, having an open door policy also means having a level of accountability, both towards your employees and reverse them back to you. And so when you have that reciprocal relationship, there's definitely going to be a level of trust built up within your relationships that you have with your individuals and your staff. And also you want to be mindful of professional development opportunities and having this kind of open door policy. Be willing to listen to people as they navigate the organization and they wish to grow within the organization as well. Tip number four is all about motivating in your leadership role. Now, motivation could come in many forms. It could come from extrinsic rewards such as bonuses or additional time off, but also you want to think about those intrinsic rewards. You want to think about really motivating others on a daily basis and really celebrating those small wins of your team. Now, when you do this and you continuously motivate individuals within your sphere of influence, you're going to influence the morale. You're going to also influence the employee retention within your organization so that you maintain high quality employees. Tip number five is to watch your body language whenever you're in your leadership role. So whether you like it or not, whether it's conscious or subconscious, your employees are going to be watching you and judging your actions. So when you make uncontrollable or body language that's questionable, you're going to erode that level of trust that you have with your employees. So not only is it really important in terms of body language, such as having your arms crossed whenever you're talking to somebody that kind of puts you in a defensive and closed off manner, you want to watch things like that. But you also want to navigate your level of engagement with speaking and also listening. Sure, you want to provide your advice, but you also want to take the time to listen. So it's all about balancing out those two, whether you're going to take the time to listen in that situation or if it's time for you to speak up and share your opinions about a situation. Tip number six is respecting others in your leadership role. And this really comes in three ways. First off, you want to make sure you're giving your staff the ability to share and voice their opinions about situations that are going on within the organization. Secondly, you want to make sure you're listening to those staff whenever they are giving their opinions. It's one thing to give the ability to share your opinions, but are you truly listening and giving a level of concern and showing that you truly do value that? And in order to do that, you make sure you are listening to those individuals whenever they are sharing their opinions. And then when you are listening, number three, you also want to make sure that you give them their undivided attention. By giving your undivided attention and not being distracted by your phone or other things that are going on in the office, that will build a level of trust and security within your team that you work with. Tip number 7 is to make sure you're grateful and humble in your leadership role. A true leader knows that he or she cannot do everything on their own. They need the help of the team. So that's why it's really important to be humble and to be thankful for your leadership role and to give back to your individuals that are working so hard for you, to make sure you're showing appreciation and gratitude. And like I mentioned a little bit ago, making sure you're sharing those small wins that are going on within your team, within your organization. And then tip number 8 is to champion others in your leadership role. You want to be sure that you are giving feedback, that you're giving professional development opportunities, that you're giving yourself as a mentor when you're in a leadership role. That will undoubtedly lead to high levels of retention. It will lead to increased levels of morale, and you will keep people that are truly stars on your team. So these are my 8 tips in terms of navigating positive influence in the workplace. And these are some of the things that have worked for me over the course of my career. How about you? What has worked for you? I would love for you to share those in the comments. Leave your advice so that we can all learn and grow from each other. And before I go, I want to ask you a question. Do you struggle with generational differences in the workplace? Because I know I sure do. It's a big struggle. We have 4 generations of employees working for us right now. And if you do struggle with generational differences, be sure to click on the link in the description of my video, and I will send you a free PDF resource to enact change to navigate those generational differences in your workplace. And also, if you want to dive deeper into the topic of generational differences, I have a few videos here that you could check out in order to level up your skills and abilities of navigating those generational differences. And of course, I would love it if you would subscribe. And also, do you find yourself in endless meetings? If so, be sure to check out my video here where I help you navigate decreasing your time in meetings by 50%. That's it for this week, everybody. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.